Welcome to the Pudgy Show! Yay! With Pudgy Hedgehog! Hi, everybody! Hi, FTHC! Hi, Legatus! Hello, hello! Pudgy hopes everyone's having a good day / morning / night, whatever the case may be out there. Hooray! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Okay, everybody, just one moment. Pudgy needs to double check the audio settings. Everything should be fine. Okay. Yep. Alright, it's broadcasting. Hooray! And Pudgy got the chat system working. Okay. Alright. Okay, and the Stream Elements bot is working. See, little by little. Yep, Pudgy's remembering how to do stuff over here on YouTube. And also Cobalt was helping Pudgy behind the scenes as well. To make the chat thingy work, we had to separate it into its own separate overlay. Basically, there's one overlay for the announcement thingy. You know, like when someone subscribes, there'll be an alert on the screen, and then chat's a separate thing as well. And we fixed the settings, so everything should be loading perfectly fine now. So hooray! Although Pudgy's kind of, why is it looking like that? One moment. No, don't mess with it. We're not gonna mess with it. It'll turn into 2 hours of technical support again, and that's not fun. So you may be wondering why Pudgy has a default background. Well. Pudgy was involved in a bit of drama. Now, it's no one that we know over here on YouTube. It's crazy people over on Twitch. And basically, they went through and they looked at all the artwork that Pudgy used, and they said, Pudgy, we don't like any of it. It's all bad. And they said some things and basically told Pudgy in no uncertain terms that Pudgy wasn't allowed to use that stuff. So the art police stopped by Pudgy's stream over on Twitch. So what that means is, in order to be compliant and basically calm these people down, Pudgy decided to remove all the good stuff that Pudgy was using and switch over to some default stuff. Now, not to worry. Pudgy reached out to a really nice artist over on VGen. VGen is a site where artists do commissions. And the really nice artist said that she'd be able to help. So she's in the process of making all new stuff for Pudgy. That's all gonna be created by, well, it's not created by a human, it's created by an Oni demon character person, a nice lady from Guam. So, yeah, that's coming soon. So, eventually, Pudgy's gonna have all good stuff again. So just in the meantime, Pudgy has to run this default stuff now. Pudgy's little friend Cobalt can do some art stuff, and that's where this screen came from and some of the other stuff. But see, here's the thing. Long time ago, Cobalt used to do commercial printing. Not the artistic stuff. So, basically, like newspapers and books, and that sort of stuff. So, he could do some things, and and this is his first attempt at a background. And Pudgy says it's okay. It's not the the typical flashy stuff that that other people would have, but little by little. But yeah, Pudgy got an update from the nice art person. They were saying that the art is progressing. Pudgy should have it probably within a month. So, yay! Let's see, FJHC, the art police, yeah, Guam, been there, done that from 86 to 89. Oh, it looks like a nice place. Yeah, Pudgy's seen the pictures from the nice lady from Guam, and it does look like a nice place. Although, she had to go through something called a typhoon, where over here, in the lands that were once known as the United States, especially like Florida, they have to go through hurricanes, because Guam is out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It is, well, they get typhoons because there is no land out there. It's they're surrounded by ocean. So, but not to worry. A nice lady from Guam. She's okay. House is fine. Car's okay. You know, the typhoon was scary, but thankfully everything was okay. So, yay. Let's see. FKHC says, yeah, it was nice. Oh, good. Yay. Well, you know what? Let's flip over to the game screen. All right, there we go. Okay, that chat window's still bugging Pudgy a little bit. Just one moment. This will be a quick fix. So we need to go to overlays, and we're going to go to chat. And then where's the text settings? 18. All right. Save. Okay, the reason why everything was all crazy and off kilter was because Pudgy had the text, the font size too big. All right, so that should be fine. Let's do quick test. Oh no, it's gonna do it again, isn't it? Okay, refresh. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody. On tonight's show, Pudgy's gonna be playing Vintage Story. Hooray! Now, behind the scenes here at the Pudgy Show, Pudgy has been doing a lot of grinding in this game. So, step one was making charcoal. Now, once Pudgy gathered all the firewood and covered it with the dirt, and then lit the fire, and then covered that, it took about 3 in-game days for the charcoal to finally become fully ready and ready to go. So, um, yeah, so Pudgy has the charcoal. Pudgy did a whole bunch of pottery to prepare for whenever the fields start producing food. Let's see, Twitch 3. There we go. Yeah, so Pudgy did pottery and did a whole bunch of gathering. So we are all set to go because on tonight's show, we are going to start doing smelting and metallurgy. This game has a crazy complicated but lots of fun system for blacksmithing. So once you do all the prep work, then you can actually start doing metallurgy. So there's copper, there's bronze, there's iron, and then there's steel. Steel production is crazy hard. And even when with Pudgy, messing around in creative mode over on the Twitch story world, um, There's not enough iron in the entire world to be able to support... Whoa, wait a minute, Pudgy's in the wrong world. This doesn't look right. Oops. Yeah, Pudgy was wondering why it was taking so long to load. I don't know, we gotta do the YouTube story. Alright, there we go. Alright. Oh, no. Pudgy was afraid this was gonna happen. Alright, well... It was bound to happen eventually, everybody. So... Remember what Pudgy said on the other show about how this game has time demons? Well, basically, every 10 days or so in this game, the game goes into what is referred to as a temporal storm. And the temporal storm will, basically, the whole world goes off kilter. You know, everything gets all brown and squiggly like this. Time demons start appearing in every which direction. Basically, the easiest thing to do is just to hide. You know, like in this case, Pudgy's in this little room, which now has Pudgy's bed and a whole bunch of firewood because Pudgy's been busy gathering stuff. And it looks like Pudgy's chat's frozen. Okay, well, let's go settings and... Okay. Let's save that again. Alright, that's gonna refresh. Okay. Now, supposedly, if Pudgy were to go out and fight the monsters, they have all sorts of neat stuff to drop, but the last time Pudgy tried to fight the monsters, well, as soon as you take down one monster, 5 swarm you from every which direction. So even if you're covered in armor and have weapons, later on, because one of the things that the monsters drop are green temporal gears, and the temporal gears are important for doing end game type stuff. This game has teleportation devices, so if you can find one, you need the gears to make those things work. But once you turn them on, then what happens is that you can teleport to all sorts of different places on the map. And each teleporter is like 5,000 blocks away from each other. So it's one of the ways of traveling quickly in this game. The only problem is all the teleporters are deep underground, so then you have to either try to find a cave, follow the cave to get to the surface, or you have to mine and then install a ladder to go upwards. And then that's when you find out that the teleporter was at the bottom of a gigantic mountain. Or, in a lot of cases, Pudgy finds out underneath the ocean. Okay, does Pudgy want to chance it? It's safe in here. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, Pudgy's got a knife. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez, oh, jeez. Ah, jeez, oh, jeez. Wait. Wait, that... Wow, that isn't good. Look how hard they hit Pudgy. Okay. Let's do the live chat. Alright, there we go. Hey, Stagey Head, you still there? Yeah, he's still there. Okay. Well, if he teleports in here, then we got a problem. So, well, like Pudgy was saying off stream, Pudgy's been doing a lot of gathering, and Pudgy started to explore around the main island here. So this is the main island. On the last stream, we went to go visit this island, which is basically just dirt. But, Pudgy did find an apple tree. So there was only one thing on that entire island that was, sort of good. Now, Pudgy tried to explore the ocean to see if there was any other thing, but as you can see down here, there's basically nothing. So, 2082, that's, yeah, Pudgy went 2,800 blocks to the south, and there wasn't anything down there. And aha, you can't get in! Neither. 61%. Yeah, see, that gear in the bottom middle of the screen, that's the temporal stability indicator. So as long as it is at 100%, you're fine. When it starts going down, that's basically a timer before you start to phase into what is referred to as the rust world. Now, Vintage Story does have a story, and we're stuck here until the temporal storm is over, so this is a good chance for Pudgy to give the short version of the story. So the short version is that this game, this world, is basically 1300 medieval Europe. So all the human kingdoms were, prosperous and vibrant. And then one day, an illness started to spread amongst the livestock. And then all the livestock started to pass away. And then the farmers started to pass away. And then, and then all the trees started to wither. And all the plants started to wither. And everything started to die. So, there was a big-time smart person that was summoned by all the kings and queens and princes and princesses of the kingdom. They had a big conference in Austria, because obviously the center of this game's universe is Austria, because that's where the game studio is centered. So they had a big meeting, and the super duper smart guy basically verified what it was. They called it the Wither, and everything, for reasons they couldn't understand, was withering and dying. So the only way to protect humanity at that time, what they thought was, they had to get away from the source of the illness. So they went underground. So all the humans of all the kingdoms started to go underground, and they built vast complexes and huge kingdoms underneath the ground. Palaces and mines and libraries and all sorts of things. And all the humans went underground. And then, while they were underground, the super duper smart guy kept trying to figure out what was causing the wither, because it wasn't a long-term solution. It was just like a medium-term solution. They eventually knew they had to go back to the surface, because there are huge limitations to living underground, especially in the 1300s. So the humans started to go crazy underground, and basically anyone that broke the law was sent back to the surface. And then when they got to the surface, they found that everything was really going haywire. The whole world was basically dead. And that's when the super duper smart guy had a great idea. Hey, let me introduce robots into the world. So he made robots. And the robots at first started to help, and everyone liked the robots. And then he said, you know what? Why? Where did the wither come from? They were still working on that. And why were the robots starting to develop sentience? So he created a big telescope and looked out into the distance. And then he saw that the brown squiggly world, and he called it the world of rust. And at that time, that's when something looked back at him. And then all the robots that he created, they all started to turn on the humans. Okay, what? Pudgy was able to get a little bit of food here, so let's go ahead and eat up here. Yeah, see what Pudgy's been real busy. Pudgy's got 7 total storage containers. Pudgy's got 4 crock pots. 2 more baskets over here for food storage. Because eventually, once the farm's ready to go, and the farm has started, every so often there's vegetables that are present. And then Pudgy's able to okay. Alright, you can stay out there, time demons. Plus, it's raining. We're staying inside today. Yeah, Pudgy got more firewood, a whole bunch of hay. Alright. Anything in the cook pot? No, nothing's in the cook pot. Okay. And you know what? Pudgy's gonna use a bandage. Bandage is used to just instantly heal. They switched it so that it's heal over time now. Oh, Pudgy found a huge source of peat. P-E-A-T. It really helps for cooking. Yeah, because all the wood is going towards the smelting process. And speaking of which, it is time to start smelting. So first things first. Okay, Pudgy's gonna need to get the tongs. Okay, we put the tongs into the offhand. Alright. Okay. Alright, so Pudgy's gonna need the charcoal. And we're gonna need the copper nuggets. Casterite. Okay, that's the tin nuggets. Because Pudgy has copper and tin, that means we can make bronze. Alright, so Pudgy's got a pickaxe mold, a hammer mold, and an axe mold. We also got two ingot molds, and then also the and then also the anvil mold. Now, as you can see from the tooltip, it says earthly orange ceramic anvil mold. You need 900 units of metal. So each nugget will produce a certain amount of metal. So this is where we get into the math portion of this game. Alright, so first things first, take that out. 12 charcoal. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, charcoal. Alright, nuggets. No. We gotta put charcoal in the fire to make it burn. Okay. So... we need to make a pickaxe. And also, Pudgy wants to make the anvil. So let's see what the math is saying here. Alright, so Pudgy can make 515 units of copper. The tool mold will take 100 units of metal. So Pudgy is 1, 2, 3. So 300 plus 900 is 1,200 units. Alright, so Pudgy does not have enough to make the anvil. Alright, so. Yeah, we're gonna split the stack. Alright, so let's see. Hi, Rose Wolf! Hello, hello! Pudgy's very glad to see you. How are you doing? Yay! Pudgy Hud! Hud, 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 Hud! Yay! Pudgy hopes you're having a good day today. Yeah, Rose Wolf is Mrs. Waffles. Hooray! Yeah, on today's show, Pudgy's playing Vintage Story. Yay! Okay, and why is Pudgy's chat system not working again? Refresh. Okay. Oh, that's very good. Pudgy's glad you're doing good. Pudgy's doing good. Pudgy's having fun. Yeah, today was a cold and gray sort of day here in Friendship Town, but on the plus side, Pudgy got all sorts of stuff done inside. And why does this... Wait, use custom frame rate, use shutdown, refresh browser when scene becomes active? Maybe that's it. Refresh. Okay. This is the weirdest thing, everybody. Whenever Pudgy looks at on the control panel behind the scenes, it shows, there's Mrs. Waffles' comment, weird, good, hugs, how are you? But on Pudgy's stream, it doesn't show it. Control audio, use custom frame rate. Well, let's copy that. Redo that source. Okay, you know what? Pudgy's not gonna mess with it. It's not working again for some reason. Yeah, YouTube, Stream Elements, chat. Edit. Okay. Pudgy played behind the scenes with it again. Everything else is supposed to work. Okay, well, anyway, let's get back to Vintage Story. Alright. Pudgy's not gonna mess with the chat thingy anymore. Alright, so we are doing metallurgy. Now, inside the crucible, the game will calculate how many units of copper will be created. And to make a pickaxe, we need 100 units. So Pudgy has 3 tools that Pudgy wants to make. So that's 300 units of copper that Pudgy needs. But, depending on what we're doing, will determine on how much metal, or how much of each metal you need. So, Pudgy believes, it's been a while since Pudgy did this, 14, 17, alright, 85 units. Okay. It was at 16. Okay. How do we do this? Alright, how does Pudgy make bronze? Bronze. It's been a long time since Pudgy had to make bronze. Oh wait, tin bronze. Work item, tin bronze. Oh no. Don't tell Pudgy that. Oh no. Alright, let's see. Bronze. Vintage Story. Okay, how do you get bronze? Bronze, okay. Alright, you need to make... Alright, it's 88% copper to 12% tin. Alright, so that means that we need 18 copper nuggets to do this. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so. Alright, 18. Hey, looky there! Alright, so we'll create 100 units of tin bronze. Okay, so to make 300 units. Okay, we need... Okay, so 18 times 3 is 54... 54 copper, and times 3, 610. Alright, so 2, 4, 6. Wait, we need 54. Alright, there we go. 54. Mrs. Waffle says, Mr. Waffles is wanting to play the new Subnautica game with Pudgy, or has Pudgy played Subnautica? Pudgy's never played Subnautica. But yeah, Pudgy would be down. Let Pudgy put that into the official Subnautica. Yeah, that's over in the official notebook. Alright, so Okay, we are gonna put this stuff away. Uh-oh, where did Pudgy get it from? No. Alright, we'll put it there. Alright. Alright, so we got the copper, we got the tin, we got the crucible, we got the charcoal. Alright, there we go. Now, Pudgy said this before, you know, in other streams. Unlike Minecraft, in this game, copper is absolutely critical. Copper tools are 100% viable in this game. In many cases, a lot of times, you don't even get to this stage where we're able to make bronze. Pudgy's lucked out that this island has a lot of both copper and bronze. Now, you can also get copper from panning gravel or panning sand, which Pudgy's been doing. Sometimes you get a lot of it, sometimes you don't get a lot of it. It depends on the circumstance. Pudgy really truly enjoys the crafting system in this game. Because if you think about Minecraft, you know, you put stuff into the furnace and it's like, okay, bang, you done iron bars. And then it's like 3 iron bars and 2 branches and boom, you know, iron pickaxe, there you go. You know, in some cases, some worlds, you get to Iron Age in like 10 minutes or, you know, maybe an hour. It depends on the world you spawn into. But you know, over here in Vintage Story, you know, this is, you know, because Pudgy knows what Pudgy's doing and what to look for. You know, things are going quicker in this world. You know, so it only took Pudgy 12 hours this time to get to metallurgy, to smithing. Now, as the metal gets to proper temperature, as you can see, the nuggets are changing colors. There's also the green arrow that indicates progress and temperature on the fire. At this stage of work, charcoal is perfectly fine. Okay, here we go. Whenever we get to iron working, we're gonna need... Okay, let's see. Yeah, pour that metal. And a hammer. One of those. Okay. Now, technically, that fire is still going. So does Pudgy want to try... Okay, that stuff's cooling down. 815 degrees. Oh, wow, look how quickly it's cooling. This is a... Okay, Pudgy's playing the 1.22 version of the game, so they've made a lot of changes to how the blacksmithing system works. It used to be that the metal in the molds would take like 5 hours to cool down. Okay. All right. Now, before Pudgy gets... Because there's a part of Pudgy that says, go ahead and make bronze to put into the anvil. Yeah, because this is a mold. But then there's another part of the Pudgy says that to hold off right now. See, the good news is tin to make bronze doesn't take a lot of material. The main thing is the copper. Because it's 18 copper to 2 tin. Yeah, This game has a lot of math in it. Oh no! Okay. Okay. Now, the way this game works, so copper tools are good, bronze tools are better, iron tools are even better, and steel tools are the best. But to make steel in this game, it's a crazy long process. Now, part of the reason why Pudgy's holding off on making the anvil is because there is now a chance that these ceramic molds break whenever you take the tool out. So before Pudgy does that, Pudgy wants to make double sure. And while Pudgy's at this, Pudgy's gonna make some more tool racks. Okay, tool rack. Tool rack and tool rack. Alright, 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, we're getting close. Cold, 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 harden. Okay. Alright, we got a 10 bronze. Yay! So we got a bronze axe, a bronze pickaxe, a bronze hammer. Hammer is good because we're gonna need that for a variety of purposes. Uh-oh. Alright, let's get going. Oh, good. Pudgy still has food. Yeah, Pudgy made porridge. This game has, in addition to a wonderful blacksmithing system, it has a cooking system. There is all sorts of recipes. You can make jam and stews and porridge. You can make scrambled eggs, but you need chickens for that. And Pudgy has no luck with chickens. You know, they always run away. If you are able to get milk, and in order to do that, you need goats. You can make cheese. There's a brewing system, so you can make beer. There's also a distillery system, so you are able to you can make moonshine or whiskey. Right, so in order to do that, you need to have lead in addition to the copper. And Pudgy hasn't been able to find lead anywhere. Man, Pudgy doesn't know where it is. It's somewhere in the game. The big thing that Pudgy keeps looking for and hasn't found it, well, Pudgy's only found it once. You know, and that was because Pudgy was using all sorts of creative tricks. You know, Pudgy had used the X-ray technique to try to find it and just stumbled upon it, but it was like... The thing that Pudgy talked about is salt. As soon as Pudgy can find salt in the game, you can preserve all sorts of food. In addition, because this game is centered in Europe, sauerkraut. You can make sauerkraut, you can make pickles. There's all sorts of things you can make in the game, but unfortunately, Pudgy needs to find salt first. Now, you would think, hey, this world, the world that Pudgy spawned into is ocean. You can make sea salt. Now, they haven't put that in the game yet. I mean, how's the water getting in? Those are so... Oh, maybe it's coming through the wicker. Okay, well, anyway. Alright, so let's see. Pudgy has... Alright, we're gonna do some more metal working here. Okay, think. Alright, there we go. Alright, so copper and... Well, actually, now that Pudgy knows the ratios, Pudgy needs... We need 36. So 35, 36. Wait, 36? Yeah, it's 18 and 2. Alright, so Pudgy doesn't have enough copper to support that, support the third one. Alright, so. Put the charcoal in. We got copper, we got tin. So we can make tin bronze. Oh. Yeah, we need the wooden tongs. Okay, one of those. There we go. Sometimes with the fire starters, it takes a long time for it to get going. Oh, wait a minute. Pudgy's got zinc. So copper plus zinc will let Pudgy make brass. And brass is important because you can make torch holders, and then once you light a torch, it basically stays lit forever. That's extremely useful for the kitchen. And as you can see, Pudgy's kitchen is, well, it's not too robust here. But it's a start. Oops, Pudgy almost forgot. We gotta watch the smelting thingy. Alright, so we're gonna make 200 units of tin bronze. So Pudgy's gonna make another pickaxe and another hammer. Okay, we're almost done here. Yay! First things first, Pudgy's gotta get the charcoal out because It takes a lot of effort to make that stuff. Pudgy doesn't want to waste it willy-nilly, you know? Okay. 900, 900. This is a very nice change that they made to the game, that everything cools down quicker in these molds. Because it used to be, you know, it would take Pudgy like... it would take like 1 to 2 in-game hours before it would cool down to the point where Pudgy could pick it up. And then Pudgy always needed to have a water pit nearby to throw it in to quell... Wait, what's the term? Quelch it? Okay. 543. Now, wait a minute, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why is it still sort of light out? Well, we just went through a temporal storm, so who knows what's going on over there. Let's see. One moment. Okay. Alright, it's still cooling down. Alright. That's good. Yeah, the big thing that Pudgy really needs now. We gotta get the anvil going. Once Pudgy has the anvil, that opens up the entire tool system, and then Pudgy can make a saw. Because once you get the saw, then Pudgy can turn all the trees into lumber. And then that opens up all sorts of new possibilities for construction. You can make a wooden table, and then once you have that, then you can... well, that's one of the things necessary to bake bread in the game. You can bake pies in this game. And to do that, you need a clay oven. And, you know, speaking of which, Pudgy's got the clay for it. Alright, clay oven. Wait a minute, Pudgy needs... Oh no, Pudgy needs fire clay. Well, no. No. We can't make fire clay yet. Okay. Okay. We are almost done. Cold. And cold. certain items in this game cannot be made with copper tools. So, the fact that Pudgy's able to make bronze tools definitely helps. Right, charcoal. Charcoal, and... how we doing? Okay, flax, 4 of 9. Alright, so that's good. That's progressing. Not only can you eat the seeds, you know, the grain from flax, it also gives off flax fibers, which you can turn into rope. Oh, the turnips are ready. Okay, turnip. Okay, those turnips are ready. 4 of 5, 4 of 5. Oh, and we got 15 turnips. Okay. Pudgy found a whole bunch of fennel. And the good news is fennel is fairly filling in this game, so that's a plus. Pudgy's got rye, more flax. You know, it's funny, the other world that Pudgy has, where Pudgy's located, it keeps giving Pudgy spelt, which is another type of grain. Okay, so 12. We're not wasting the charcoal, we're gonna use the peat. Okay, peat. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, so while that's chugging... Alright. Now that Pudgy has ceramic storage containers and a properly working root cellar, the food in this game has an expiration date. So in this case, turnips can last 109 days inside the storage system. Some things will last longer, like grain. It'll last up to a year. Okay, let's get the crock pot there. Yay, crock pot. Okay, take out the peat. Alright, so Pudgy has made 6 servings of turnip stew. Okay, we're going to store 4 of it. And it's also nifty, the outside of the crock, it changes the picture whenever you have something inside of it. Like, if you make porridge, it looks like a bowl of porridge. In this case, you know, it has the multicolor thing to indicate other food. Okay. And dink, dink, dink. Dink, dink. Well, it's definitely turnips. Munch, 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 munch. We're gonna leave that there. It's definitely raining out there. Alright, Pudgy is over top of a huge cave system. So we gotta be careful if Pudgy starts mining. But there is something. When Pudgy spawned here, there's a trader. And the trader mentioned that he had something nifty for trading. Pudgy thinks you needed a bronze pickaxe for it, so let's go in. Hi, Optal! Okay, let's see. Know of any interesting places around here? Got something big for ya. Too dangerous for me, but you might be able to handle it. I can't give away a haul like this for free, though. Bring me a tin bronze pickaxe, and I'll tell you where to find it. Trust me, it's worth your while. I got the bronze pickaxe. I appreciate that. Now listen up. I found it a couple weeks back. A massive cavern with a huge figure looming within it. Scared me senseless, so I got out of there real quick. But I could tell it's gotta be full of treasure. Full of trouble, too. No doubt. Here's a map to get there. If you're going, make sure you're prepared. It's no easy trek through the tunnels. Can you remind me where the special room was? Oh, you can't ask that question. Okay. Got anything to trade? Okay. Now, the trader only accepts gears. You get the gears from the time monsters. But it also says that you can sell stuff. So, rice bread, linen sack, candles, sewing kit. So Pudgy can sell items to get gears and then buy stuff from the trader. So he's got like paintings and hats and squire pants. Oh, he's got a set of armor. Okay. Oh. Alright, we're gonna go back to the Pudgy house. Of course, in this case, it's not really a house. Back to the Pudgy fortress. Okay. Alright. Approximate location of the Resonance Archive has been added to the world map. The Resonance Archive is the first of the big endgame content. So now that Pudgy has the map, should... Oh, it's up there. It's to the north. So it shows you about where it is. Now Pudgy hopes it's not like that Twitch place. It was forever to find that thing. Okay. Okay, the goats are out. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where was copper? Because Pudgy needs a whole lot of it. Copper. Gold. Okay, well, let's go this way. You can't tell, but it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Kind of reminds Pudgy of this morning at Pudgy's house. Now, Pudgy has no idea how it happened. Guess what's at the southern end of the island, you know, here in the mountain area? Pudgy found a bear. And not like a happy bear that was like, hey, you know, Pudgy, I want to give you a hug. No, it was an angry bear that wanted to eat Pudgy. Now, there was a wolf somewhere around here. Pudgy hopes the bear ate the wolf. Okay, let's see. Oh, wrong area. Oh, great. What aren't you supposed to do during the thunderstorm, everybody? What's Pudgy doing during the thunderstorm? Oh, yeah, of course. Pudgy's swimming. It was around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, that was a poor chunk of native copper. So, there's two types of... Well, actually, there's... Yeah. There's more there. Alright. Pudgy's having to do underwater mining. Alright, so we got... 3 poor chunks of native copper. Is there any... Oh, there is more down here. Come on, why is it doing that? That's because of the current, that's why. Up. Okay, we found 17 poor chunks of native copper. Each chunk is 15 units. So we have to do some math here, everybody. So 17 times 15, 5, 3, 8, 7, 1, 5, 5, 1. All right, so we found 255 nuggets of copper. Or 255 units of copper. And now Pudgy's starving to death. That was tin. All right, tin. No, that's cracked granite. That's not tin. Not tin. Okay. All right, delete. Alrighty then. Now, it would be Pudgy's luck to find a wolf. Okay, those are berry bushes, but... they made a change to the berry bushes. Oh, geez, that was a lightning strike. And who's running around in the field with a bronze pickaxe? This hedgehog. Yeah, that's not a cave, but... oh, thank goodness, mushroom. The big problem is Pudgy picked temperate climate again. And every time Pudgy picks temperate climate... oh, copper. Yeah, every time Pudgy picks temperate climate, it's like, okay, Pudgy, this is the starve to death simulator. No, we don't want to go in the caves. There's monsters in the caves. Okay. How are we doing? Turnips? There's still 4 or 5. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, that's a plus. Pudgy doesn't know what Pudgy did, but the chat thingy's working. Okay. Alright, so to process the nuggets, we need a hammer. And that's the reason why Pudgy was making the hammer. Alright, so hammer plus nuggets. Alright, so we have a total of 60 nuggets. Okay. Alright. Well. Okay. Time for math again. Alright, so we need 900 units of bronze to be able to make the anvil, which Pudgy absolutely needs. So 900 units. So that means it's 100 for the calculations, so it's a factor of 9. So 18 times 9 and 2 times 9. Alright, so Pudgy needs 18 tin. Okay, and then 18 times 9. And 162 copper. Okay, so Pudgy's got 73 copper. Alright, so this means we have to go to the next phase of copper production. Yeah. Where is it? Okay. Gravel and the pan. Okay, so we need to go in the water, put the gravel, and now it's time to pan. Good news, you can get all sorts of stuff from panning. It's also a very good source for for flint and for shale and granite stones. Of course, the thing is Pudgy got the shale gravel, and it's not necessarily given Pudgy good results. Pudgy typically does better with granite. But we're still going to process it. Because in addition to copper, you can also get quartz. And quartz is important. Hey, there's a copper nugget. Cool. Yeah, quartz is important because that's one of the things you need to make glass. And glass is definitely going to become important soon. Because in this game, just like that game with the dragons, you know, the one that was on television, winter is coming. In this game, for worlds that are temperate climate, which is what Pudgy chose, winter is absolutely a consideration. In wintertime, you can freeze to death in addition to starve to death. Starve to death because there are no more plants growing anywhere. The mushrooms don't grow it. And unless you have a greenhouse, which is why you need the quartz for the glass, there's no food production during the wintertime. So basically you have to try to grow as much as you can to be able to survive the winter. Whereas as you can see from Pudgy's current food production process, Pudgy's not doing so good. Sometimes you can get temporal deers whenever you pan for gravel. Yeah, panning gravel or panning sand are the two ways to go. Now, there is also a third thing that you can pan, and that is bony soil. Bony soil is good because it will give you all sorts of other stuff. Sometimes you get books, and if you get books, that's where the story of Vintage Story is located. There's also a story in the tapestries, and eventually there's something, you know, they have sort of like a gramophone. Hey, we got 3 nuggets of copper, so that's good. There is a guy that's working on a mod for this game where you can automatically pan stuff. Because he's like, I don't like panning. I have to pan. So why don't we make a machine to do it? And the good news is that the mod did work for a time. Then the 1.20 update broke it. He's still working on it though. Yeah, the developers for this game, if you make something that's really, really nifty, they'll put it into the game. Not only that, they'll credit you too. You know, that such and such made this. Now the thing that's in the upper left-hand corner of Pudgy's screen, you know, where it says the spring and the date and time and wind conditions and rift activity, that is a mod that Pudgy has installed. That's something that really should be in the base game. But the nice people that make this game, they're busy putting other stuff in, so that's one of those things that when they have time. But you have to keep looking, because sometimes the time monsters show up behind you. But we should still be good. Now, the next thing that Pudgy should be doing we're gonna need a prospecting pick. But Pudgy doesn't have that tool mold made, so we're gonna have to make it with the ceramic system. We're up to 6 units of copper, or 6 nuggets of copper. Yeah, we got the tin, so that's good. Other goodies. Oh, we picked up some clay. There's zinc, a flint arrowhead, a spearhead. Oh. Yeah, Pudgy learned when playing the first world not to waste any copper or metal on spearheads, Because all you need to do is just pan sand or gravel, and eventually you start getting them. Okay, jeez. We need to find a better source of copper here. Now, some of you might say, hey, Pudgy, you're surrounded by all sorts of food. Why don't you just pick something to eat? Well, no, that's not how the game works. Unless the crop is ready to go, if you harvest it early, usually you'll get the seeds back. But that means all the time you waited to get to this point is for waste. Although, if Pudgy remembers correctly, there should still be some turnips left. At 2. Thank you everybody for stopping by the Pudgy Show tonight. Pudgy truly appreciates each and every one of you. Okay, let's see. It's 6:52. Another lightning bolt. Yeah, let's get inside. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Pudgy got sand. Wait. Oh, good. Pudgy does have turnips. Okay. Yeah, Pudgy's got all these doors, try to keep the time monsters out. Okay, sphalerite. Okay, that's zinc. Alright, so Pudgy's got 81 nuggets. We need 162 nuggets. Oh boy. It's gonna take Pudgy forever. Unless Pudgy can find a source of... source of copper somewhere. Okay. Oh, where did it go? Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, we need clay. Alright, clay. Because we need to go into the pottery system here. Alright, Pudgy needs... Okay, we're gonna make a fox blade. We're gonna get into weapons. Nice part with the tool molds is that you don't have to... Well, you don't need to have an anvil for it. Okay. F. Nice part with the pottery system. Let's say you overshoot with your clay. You'd always take it back, and it goes back into your workable material. Elf hammer, no, hold. Oh. Oh, oh, ho. A prospecting pick. Okay, and there we go. Think, 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 think. Okay, that's a prospecting pick. That's the fox blade. Fox blade. Hammer mold. Elf hammer. Pudgy's not wasting the ceramic on a hoe. But we're just gonna stick with a stone for that. That's perfectly fine. Axe, fox blade. Elf hammer is something that is important later. We don't need it now. Okay. Alright, now to do pottery, we need firewood. Pudgy's learned just to grab a whole bunch of it. Okay, where is the sticks? Pudgy needs grass and sticks. Oh, there's one grass. More grass. And sticks. Okay, that'll give Pudgy... Alright, 16 of that, so that's good. Alright, so we got firewood, sticks, grass, a fire starter. let's get the torch going. Alright, there we go. Alright. Okay, so we need... Okay, grass. Okay, grass. Sticks. Sticks. Okay, firewood. Firewood. Okay. All right, and now that we have okay, we got the pit kilns going, so that'll be ready in 20 hours. Okay. You know, Pudgy thought for a moment, hey, let's make a torch holder. Oh, Pudgy needs an anvil for that. Oh well. Okay. Well, let's put the firewood back. Okay, grass. Sticks. Actually, wait a minute. Does Pudgy have stew made? Maybe. We'll find out in a moment. Yes, Pudgy does have stew made. Now you might say, hey Pudgy, why don't you ration it? Well, you see how low Pudgy's health is? When we go to sleep, depending on the amount of food that you have in your stomach, will determine how much healing you get. So we're gonna rest, and we'll see the red bar start moving. And at the same time, the green bar is gonna move as well. Yeah, we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna heal up with bandages here. Okay. Anywhere Pudgy found copper on the surface is a potential point of action and a possible prospecting point. Now, alright, so the kilns are still going. Okay. Oh, great, a time portal. Yeah, that's what Pudgy loves to see, time portals. But you stay over there, time portal. You leave Pudgy alone. that copper? Yeah, that was copper. Right, so copper was here. Okay. Don't know if we're gonna get a hit on this. First, this might just be a wild goose chase. Ah, jeez. It's always funny, and Pudgy always brings this up in the beginning because you are in the Stone Age. It's like you can't get enough stone. You know, you're constantly running out of stone. And then once you unlock pickaxes, then it turns into, I have so much stone I don't know what to do with it all. Yeah, in many ways, stone is this game's version of copper that's over in Minecraft. You know, Minecraft, copper is junk. People throw it away. They don't even, waste making anything with it. Although, you can tell that they realize over in Minecraft that they made a mistake because now they're adding all sorts of things that you can make with copper. Boy. Well, so far, no copper. See, that's the reason why the prospecting pick is so important. It will tell you what's nearby. You know, what's the likelihood of finding a particular mineral. As you can see, the gear's turning. That's indicating temporal instability. Means that Pudgy's going to a place where Pudgy really shouldn't go to. Alright, so this might be one of the circumstances where Pudgy was off on the calculations here. Even still, there should be something down here. Alright, this is just one of those circumstances where Pudgy's digging a hole and we're not going anywhere. In this game, you can make explosives, You know, like over in Minecraft where you can make TNT. Over here, they have different types of explosives. There's an ore blasting bomb, which is for mining purposes. It's good for ore mining. There's a stone bomb, which is good for just, like in this case, you know, digging a hole. Then there's also a scrap metal bomb. That's for enemies. Oh boy, Pudgy's really going down, isn't it? Alright, well. There's a lot of places in this game world where basically it's just stone. There's nothing down there. And if that's the case, Pudgy will mark it on the map and cover over it. Pudgy's a hedgehog a dig in your hole. Daddy, daddy hole. Daddy, daddy hole. Over in Minecraft, whenever you did dig really far down, eventually you hit bedrock and you can't get through it. It's the same thing over in this world, or in this game. Eventually you hit the mantle. You know, and it says you need a tool with 999,999 resistance, or, you know, it's all nines. Oh, we are real close to it, so we'll get to it eventually. Yeah, 5 more. Yeah, there it is, mantle. Oh, requires tool tier 196 to break. Why, we are far down, aren't we? Okay, well, now Pudgy knows nothing's here. Well, let's go this way. Up. 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 Up, up. 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 You know, eventually Pudgy should run into something. Yeah, we're gonna run into a cave, or... Because Pudgy knows there's big caves down here. Okay, 70%. Yeah, that's the thing when you're mining. The temporal instability increases. Yeah, see, Pudgy should have brought a torch. Well, uh... Pudgy's the Hedgehog is stuck in a hole. Pudgy's stuck in a hole. Stuck in a hole. Oh boy. Well, Pudgy's got a conundrum here. So Pudgy's starving to death again. The pickaxe does not have enough durability to be able to get Pudgy out of this mess. So Pudgy can... Yeah, Pudgy's definitely gonna get... Let's see, is there... No, there's no stuck option. Whereas the other thing is, you look at the stability, Pudgy's at 48%. Pudgy did not bring a shovel, or well, did not bring a torch. Well, let's keep going. Again, Pudgy should run into something down here. First, it might be just Pudgy's luck that Pudgy picked the, solid stone formation that goes the whole way down. Pudgy got a bit too close to the edge. Alright. Yeah, see, Pudgy came back with half a health bar, or, well, half a 100 bar, full health, a bunch of stone. Okay. Pudgy didn't see any Hi, Brandon. Hello, hello. Pudgy's very glad to see you. Pudgy Hud. Hud, 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 Hud. Yay. How are you doing tonight? Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright, so now the chat's working, which is good. But the bad part is, nobody can see what the chat says. Well, Pudgy is making progress. Alright, so let's see. Overlays. And then go to chat. Edit. Text settings. All right, 33. All right, save. Okay, well that's too bad. 24? Save. Okay. The big thing is the chat is working, so that's good. That's good. Save. Okay, and why is that message? Oh, jeez. Darn you, stream elements. Every time Pudgy thinks it's set properly, then it starts doing something else. Okay, let's see. Chatbot. Yeah, there's too many too many buttons for Pudgy to push. It's like, whoa, push this, push that, push this, push that, ha. Okay, there we go. Edit. Okay, that's fine. Okay. You know what? Before Pudgy forgets here. Where did Pudgy put the big hole? Is it there? Yes, it is there. Okay. Pudgy needs... Because now Pudgy has all sorts of stone to play with. Okay, Pudgy to make fence. And we're gonna put a safety thingy in. Okay. Alright, so this way, Pudgy does not fall down the hole again. Yeah, at the start of the show, we did metallurgy, so Pudgy did smithing. And that was fun. Pudgy really wants to get the anvil going. That way we can start really getting into tool production. Okay. The big thing that Pudgy needs to be aware of is what sort of minerals we're working with here. Because Pudgy's finding stuff on the surface. And usually if you find something on the surface, you know, it's underneath. Oh, geez, what's this down here? It's a big, deep place that we don't need to go to. Okay. Dink, and dink, dink. Alright, the kilns are still going, so that's good. Yeah, 4 or 5. Oh, 5 of 5. Oh, and we got 5 turnips too. Sweet. Okay. Now, Pudgy's got all sorts of stone here. But all of Pudgy's storage is full. So, the good news is this game allows you to put stuff on the ground. Pudgy doesn't have to worry about the roof collapsing, as we're using standard Minecraft logic here. Okay. Alright, let's get the cook pot going. Alright, we do the cook pot, and then we're using peat to heat with. And then you split the stack, and then we can make 3 servings of turnip stew. Now, Pudgy never... Okay. Pudgy doesn't like turnips. Supposedly, there's a way to cook them to make them less turnipy. Pudgy's eagle friend never could do it. You know, we just avoided turnips altogether. Now there are people that really love turnips. In this game, it doesn't matter because, well, Pudgy's starving to death constantly, so it's like, okay, Pudgy will eat the turnip. Pudgy doesn't think turnips are actually food. They're just like a tree. And someone said a long time ago, no, this is a vegetable, you can eat it. And then afterwards, you know, they went to their friends, did you see? We convinced them to eat that tree. Oh, good. It's done. Yeah, they use peat to heat with over in Ireland. Yeah, there's big bogs, B-O-G-S, that are just full of this stuff. And there's older gentlemen that go out there, with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. They also have a very specialized tool that helps it cut it into more manageable sizes. And then they'll take it back to the special place and turn it into bricks. Which is basically just, them cutting it into smaller, more manageable little rectangles. Always very helpful to have a water block inside the base. That way you can, use it to quench metal, and especially whenever you get to the soup portion of the cooking system, a way that you can pull water from for the cook pot. Okay, it's 7:49 and it's raining again. Alright, so Thule. Okay, that copper was a bust. Thule. See, Brandon says, yes, you're starving, my hedgehog friend, and you need food to fuel the character in the game. That's the thing, Brandon. Pudgy's trying. Pudgy's found all sorts of berry bushes, but the berry bushes, well, they're not growing at the same rate. Okay. See, that's the thing. Pudgy picked temperate climate again. And every time Pudgy picks temperate climate, it's like one step harder in the survival world. Now, in this game, there's 5 different climates. There's polar, which is like Arctic conditions with polar bears and everything. You basically have 1 month of growing time, and then, okay, time to die over and over again. In the polar worlds, Pudgy's seen where people, basically, it's 100% hunting, and you just keep moving south until you eventually find a place where it's warm enough to be able to survive. And then the polar bears get you. Then there's temperate, which is where Pudgy is right now. It's supposedly, more normal in terms of weather conditions. And then there's warm. Warm is like South Carolina, Atlanta, upper Florida. Then there's hot, which is jungle climates. That's like Africa. And then there's desert, which is no water, no food, hot during the day, freezing at night. It's like, hey, this game's too easy. Yeah, let's spawn in the polar or desert regions. Yeah, and plus Pudgy has to worry about sandworms. And then Pudgy ventured into the desert area once, and Pudgy bumped into some guy named Paul. And he's like, "Long live the fighters!" Pudgy's like, "That sounds familiar, Paul." And if you got that reference, everybody, give yourself a +1. Okay, we got a prospecting pick, and we got a falx blade. Oh, we got more turnips. 4 or 5 on the turnips. 5 and 9 on the flax. 5 and 9 on this. Oh wait, oh there's spelt. Yeah, Pudgy was able to find some. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put that into the storage thing. Yeah, the reason why Pudgy made so many storage things is because eventually what happens is like, boom! All the food's ready. And then you're scrambling for a place to put it somewhere. Okay, where's Pudgy? Okay. Alright, so axe, hammer, pickaxe. Okay, does Pudgy... Alright, we need more information about this place, so Pudgy's... We're gonna get into the smithing system again. Okay, 5, and then 8. Okay, get the charcoal. Two. All right. 18 copper. 2 tin will create 100 units of tin bronze. And the charcoal. Yeah, we get the tongs out. Actually, Pudgy's got a torch. Torch will light it up quicker. Hooray! Well, we found Pudgy already exhausted the one source of ore copper that Pudgy found, and that was a very limited amount. So the prospecting pick will let Pudgy know just exactly what Pudgy's working with. It'll give a general reading and tell Pudgy what's in the area. Yeah, making one tool generally goes quicker. Sometimes Pudgy uses less fuel. Oh, there we go. Box blade. Okay, here's a prospecting pick. Oh wait, we gotta equip the tongs. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, the cooldown process goes fairly quick, so that's good. It's always good to have some cattails in your base. In an emergency situation, you can eat the roots. But it's better not to eat the cattail roots. If you can find thole or papyrus, no, definitely eat those roots instead. Okay, now where is... Okay, clay. Actually, Pudgy's gonna need a stitch. Okay, stitch. Okay, that's still cooling down. Alright, that's good. There's always lightning in that direction. Pudgy doesn't know why. Alright, 208. In this game, you have to rotate the crops, otherwise you deplete all the nutrients in the soil. So that's the reason why every time Pudgy picks the turnips, Pudgy's been moving them over here. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, with a prospecting pit, it gives you two options. A density search, which is long range, and then node search, which is short range. So we're going to use long range because Pudgy needs a general idea of what we're working with here. Alright, no time monsters. Okay, need 2 more samples. More sample. Very poor bismuth. Alright, so that's a sign. No copper in this area. There's a time monster there. We're gonna leave the time monster alone. Okay, we need to find a place with rock. Oh, there's a place. Okay. Okay, need 2 more samples. Okay, 1 more sample. Very poor copper, 1.25%, minuscule amounts of casterite and sphalerite. Okay. Hey. Okay. Okay, one more sample. Very poor copper, very poor casterite, minuscule amounts of hematite. Alright, hematite is iron. Okay, 2 more samples. One more sample. Very poor copper. Very poor casterite. Minuscule amounts of hematite. Okay, 2 more samples. Oh, wait, too far. Oh, 10. Alright, 10. I have 5.76 copper. Okay, we're getting closer to something. Okay. 2 more samples. Alright, very poor copper, but we're at 5.16%. Okay, this is what Pudgy was starting to become afraid of. This world, this island. May just barely be able to support Pudgy. One more sample. Decent copper. Oh. Alright, so we got a 12.97 hit. Alright, so we got a decent hit here. Okay, let's go. Okay, we need 2 more samples. It's probably gonna be too far away for that. Too far away. Sampling from this point now. Okay. Alright, 1 more sample. Alright, decent copper, 12.53%. Okay. Yep, and Pudgy's starving again. Oh, Pete. Ah, please. Healthy, mature, healthy, mature. None of them have berries. Pudgy does not like that they changed that. Supposedly you can take a cutting from a berry bush now and you can put it into your farm. Oh, okay. Oh, nuts. Still no food, but Pudgy got more seeds. And that's good. That means in 45 to 60 days, Pudgy can have food. See, that's the big thing. You know, whenever Pudgy goes over on social media or watches, you know, YouTube videos, there's always somebody who says, oh, well, if you just go... Wait, what? Okay. Oh, yeah, all you need to do is you just have to go, you know... Sure, another empty berry bush. Well, Pudgy doesn't need any more stone. Okay. Yeah, but every time Pudgy watches a video, there's always some smart aleck. You know, some smarty pants. They're like, well, Pudgy, if you want to save money, you just need to grow your own food. And Pudgy's like, okay. That sounds good. Where does Pudgy get the seeds? And once Pudgy gets the seeds, oh, that's a dark cave. Are those mushrooms? Pudgy doesn't care if they're poisonous. Pudgy's hungry. Oh, and there's a boar. Yeah, we're gonna leave the boar alone. Okay, that's sand. No, Pudgy doesn't want to go in the hole. Now, Pudgy gotta be careful, because that bear's over here somewhere. Okay, 2 more samples. One more sample. Decent copper, very poor lignite, minuscule borax, and cinnamar. Mrs. Waffles, don't eat the bad ones. Oh yeah, 100% Mrs. Waffles. Some of the mushrooms in this game are poisonous. The one that Pudgy found is obviously poisonous is the one that's called a death cap. There's also nightshade mushrooms. Those are bad. Okay. Pudgy knows the bear's over here somewhere. Every time Pudgy comes over, the bear's like, "Hey, Pudgy, time to eat you." And Pudgy's like, "Oh, leave Pudgy alone." Pudgy's lightning strike. Okay. Okay, we need one more source. Actually, 2 more sources. Okay, another piece of rock somewhere that Pudgy can... Sand. Okay. High copper, 18%. Okay. Of course, the thing is where is the copper? Yeah, does Pudgy have to dig far, far down underneath to get to the high copper? Okay. 2 more samples. One more sample. Okay. High copper, 17%. Poor cinnabar, poor lignite. Remember what Pudgy was saying earlier? If Pudgy can find halite, halite is salt. Okay. Okay, time monsters, we're gonna leave them alone. Okay, more time monsters, leave those alone. Yeah, get away from the time monsters. Okay. Okay, and once again, Pudgy is starving to death. One more sample. Okay. What sort of rating did Pudgy get here? High copper, 19.81%. Porous flallerite, poor cinnabar, poor cassiterite, poor hematite, poor lignite, minuscule bismuth, galena, and borax. Okay. There's Mr. Goat. Ah, great. This is a temporal instability zone, too. Alright, one more sample. Okay, what about this? Very high native copper, 25%. High sphalerite, 2.61%. Let's see. Brandon, your food energy to play it again, Pudgy. You need food to bring it back up. Yeah. Well, the good news, Brandon, is that Pudgy has 5 turnips. There's a time portal. Yeah, those 5 turnips are currently at the base right now. Far, far away from Pudgy. And so far, Pudgy's found 3 mushrooms. Oh, quartz. Okay, quartz is good. Okay, go back to the house and eat some food. Yeah, that's all part of the plan. Well, the good news is Pudgy found lots of medium fertility soil, so that means eventually Pudgy can have one heck of a farm going. Okay. Gears turning left, so this is temporal instability, and that's a deep cave. Oh, plus it's 7 o'clock, so throw into the mix, it's gonna get dark soon. Hey, coral reef. Oh, time monster. Hopefully it leaves Pudgy alone. Or it's gonna chase Pudgy. Oh, there's a bunny rabbit. Oh, that's a raccoon. Alright, so place your bets, everybody. Does Pudgy run into the bear, or does Pudgy run into the wolf? They're over here somewhere. Pudgy runs away. Ah, crap! Well, Pudgy starved to death. Yep, that's about par for the course. But the neat part is whenever Pudgy dies, Pudgy comes back and Pudgy's a built-in nightlight. Okay. It's only when Pudgy starts having armor and has more complicated gear that that everything starts taking durability damage. So that is one very nice thing that that the game does give Pudgy a little bit of leeway on. All right, so Exploration along the coast. Pudgy found 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 possible, well, 4 probable locations for a copper mine. There's also big caves over here. Okay, down here is, well, basically dead. And Pudgy, you know, Pudgy knows that there is uh, no minerals there. So it's not even worth doing any exploratory digging in this area. Like the tin and the copper deposits that Pudgy found, they were just on the surface. There's nothing below. All right, so yeah, Pudgy's got some homework to do. Pudgy has to try to figure out how to get 162 nuggets of copper. Pudgy's got 63 nuggets right now. See, Brandon, you became nothing but bone, and no flesh and fur. Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, well, we'll do sleepy time. While we're doing sleepy time, oh wait, Pudgy forgot. You can't look at the map during sleepy time. Okay, wakey time. Okay. All right. Pudgy traded with the merchant, and the residence archive is up here at 4,307 to the north. So the big question is, does Pudgy try to explore up in that direction? Maybe, just maybe, Pudgy's gonna find some food. That would be extremely helpful. In the meantime, Pudgy's got this stuff planted, so that's good. You know what? Let's go for it. Okay, gravel. We'll put this away. All right, we gotta go to the north. Now, Pudgy already went in that direction, but see, the thing is, Pudgy sort of ran out of steam. Alright, so let's see. Boing, boing, boing. Alright, those are berry bushes, but Pudgy already knows they're empty because Pudgy ate from them already. And it used to be, like 15 days in game, the berry bush would start to grow again, and give berries. No, it doesn't do that anymore. The vintage story people are like, okay, you know what, Pudgy, you get a cutting. Wait a minute. Oh, jeez, Pudgy went on the wrong side of the island. Okay, well, let's go this way. Just flowers. Oh, remember everybody, we have to go. Oh, Copper. We gotta go to the other north. Okay. In the Navy, Pudgy sails the 7 seas. In the Navy, Pudgy gets string cheese. In the Navy, Pudgy puts your mind at ease. In the Navy, in the Navy. In the Navy, Pudgy also broadcasts on Twitch.tv. In the Navy. Pudgy knows this is not how the song goes. In the Navy. Yeah, Pudgy knows the other big song. Macho, macho, hard. Pudgy want to be a macho hedgehog. Macho, macho hedgehog. Pudgy want to be a macho hedgehog. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Macho, macho hedgehog is running over there. Macho, macho hedgehog. Pudgy doesn't know where Pudgy's running anywhere. Oh boy. We're getting out into the deep ocean now. Now, the good news, everybody, is that in this version of Vintage Story that Pudgy's playing, there is no sea monsters. Pudgy has seen there is a mod that you can install into this game that will put dinosaurs into the game. So if you thought time monsters and starving to death was not hard enough, dinosaurs. And not just like the little dinosaurs that run real fast, you know, the velociraptors. No, they put the big ones in there. So it's, you know, there's the Tyrannosaurus Rex and, you know, they have both the meat-eating dinosaurs and the but meat-eating is carnivore and the plants are herbivore. But even the herbivores, they don't know where they're going. They're just big and clunky, and then they stomp and you know, stampede over you. Yeah, that's the great thing about this game. There is a dedicated group of really nice and crazy modding people. There's a group of individuals. They're trying to bring steam power to this game, you know, and you have to build boilers and metal pipes, you know, and pressure gauges and all of it, and they're up to version 0.2. So the first thing was to connect into the gearing system for the windmills, and it was working. But the big problem that they're having is, you know, basically they're trying to insert steam power into a game that's in the 1300s. It's possible. I mean, this game does have teleportation, But yeah, the big thing is you know, it's the mechanics. Because way back when the Vintage Story was a mod from Minecraft, they added so much stuff into their mod that they broke Minecraft, and that's the reason why they had to make their own game. And they're doing a great job. Pudgy loves Vintage Story. Okay. Boy. You know, when Pudgy picked the world settings for this world, Pudgy picked 70% water and 30% land, which is, you know, the equivalent to what it is on Earth. But the way that this game generates worlds, you know, it has big islands all over the place. Well, and looks like Pudgy's about to starve to death again, so not to worry. Alright, the Residence Archive is... oh, where is it? Okay, we're at... it's at negative 4,312. We're at negative 1,379, so we got another 3,000 blocks to go. Of course, you know what this means. Pudgy started in a temperate zone. You know, so in terms of weather, you know, we're talking like northern Germany, Denmark, you know, so they have summer, they have spring, but they have a pretty long winters. And this Residence Archive is to the north. So that means Pudgy's heading in the direction of Scandinavia. So that's like Norway and Sweden and Finland. Of course, you know what? If we are going to Sweden, that means Pudgy can go to that place that serves the meatballs. Yeah, with the legendary jam. Oh. Pudgy's never had a legendary. It looks like a cranberry. Yeah, it's a very specific berry that grows in Sweden. Yeah, and Pudgy was watching a video, and, you know, it was about Bluetooth. You know, which is the technology, you know, for like mice and keyboards and headsets. Well, it turns out Bluetooth really was a guy. Yeah, it was some sort of changeover in that area. And the reason why they called him Bluetooth is because he really liked berries. Yeah, so at any point in time, he was, you know, his mouth was always blue because he kept eating blueberries. Pudgy's like, you know, that's a nice story. That's a good, you know, if you're gonna pitch a name for a technology, you know, Bluetooth is a good name because, you know, of someone that really likes to eat blueberries. Wait, does that mean, you know, someone really liked eating apples, you know, for Apple Computer? Pudgy doesn't know. That's a good question. Alright, we are at 2,000 blocks from the island. Pudgy is really hoping here. Because if you look underneath the water, you see how the land mass is starting to change. Everything's starting to rise up in the middle there. Oh my goodness, is that a tree? It is a tree. We had to go 2,000 blocks to the north to find another island. Maybe, just maybe, they're gonna have some food. Oh, something's jumping on there. That looks like a chicken. What the heck is that? Flint and sandstone. Okay. Yeah, there's a chicken. What are you guys doing out here? You get back on the land. Is there a beach that Pudgy can land on? No. How the heck does Pudgy get up on the island? A cracked sandstone? There's a bunny up there. Okay. Well. Now, Pudgy gets up here and there. Where's the bun? Seriously? You crazy bunny rabbit. Okay, well. Jump off into the water. There we go. Okay, there's a big pine lodge. Or a pine tree. Plant. Oh, you gotta be kidding, Pudgy. Sandstone. Okay. How? How are there so many animals on this island? But there's no berry bushes. There's no mushrooms. There's no vegetables. Ah, thank goodness. Here we go. Okay, so on the entirety of this one island are 2 berry bushes. So Pudgy had to go. Alright, -257. We had to go 2,000 blocks to the north to find an island. The good news is Pudgy found the island. There's animals on the island. Scared to death of Pudgy. So it looks like the only way to survive in this world is basically Pudgy's got to start hunting. And there's the chicken again. Okay. Well, the good news. Okay, we are fueled up for the next leg of the journey. Guess we gotta get another 2,000 blocks. And it is 3:14 in the afternoon. So the good news is that we can settle in and look at the pretty clouds. In the 1.21 update, there was all sorts of updates made to the sky, specifically the clouds. Now, the clouds are still blocky shaped, and as you can see, they've been feathered out to mimic normal clouds. They keep making changes to it, but it is working out pretty good. They made a bunch of changes to the nighttime sky as well. Yeah, they put moon phases in. And also they changed some of the stars. Then they had to revert some of the moon changes because it was breaking the nighttime sky. But then they did another patch and they put most of it back in. When they first updated the skybox, and they also updated the weather, it was amazing to see the difference because Pudgy has been playing in the 1.19 world. That's also when Pudgy found out that every time they do a patch in this game, like Pudgy started in 1.19, and then they did 1.2. Well, most of the changes in 1.2 doesn't load into a 1.19 world. Some of the changes do, but not all of them. So the same thing goes whenever 121 rolled around. They added the the skybox stuff rolled over into the previous worlds. But some of the new stuff, like they did a whole bunch of changes to the ocean, including adding coral reefs and tropical fish. That doesn't happen in a previous world unless you make a brand new one. So whenever Pudgy started up doing Vintage Story over here on YouTube, that's why Pudgy started a brand new world. And yeah, so this is the 1.22.2 world. Now, like the 0.1 and the 0.2 patches, those are bug fixes. You know, so no matter, you know, if you're running a new world or an old world, you still get those things. Now, in terms of overall development, you know, for Pudgy's world, you know, this little adventure to the north, it's not really gonna put Pudgy back, because if you think about it, it's just gonna give all of Pudgy's food in the farm a chance to grow. The only thing that is the only food that Pudgy has that might spoil would be in the storage container, but those turnips are good for 100 days. Uh-oh, look, the land underneath the ocean's changing again. Now, Pudgy's using a raft here to travel, you know, on the water, and you can add a basket to the raft. You know, that'll give you some more storage, which is, you know, definitely a good thing. The big thing is the sailing ship. The sailing ship is wonderful. It also requires a whole lot of materials that Pudgy doesn't have access to right now. But once you get the sailing ship, you know, it greatly increases the speed that you can travel. And also, there's all these cargo holds that you can connect in, like chests or wooden crates to really increase the storage. There's also you can put benches, because this game is a multiplayer. You have to host a server to be able to have your friends on it, though. Although there are a bunch of free servers that are out there, you just have to search in the multiplayer menu. Yeah, over on Twitch, the one day Pudgy showed off, it was a server that is... Pudgy got invited to it by a very nice, another streamer type person, Amber Goldenheart, and her server was, it's centered, wait, there we go. Pine tree, Pudgy sees a pine tree. Yes, so Pudgy went to go visit their server, and oh my goodness, they have a clock tower and a tavern, and you know, it's absolutely gorgeous what they did with their world. You know, they have the teleporters. It goes to different places. Pudgy went over to where there was a town, and there was all sorts of nifty stuff you could do. They had a store where you could buy elk mounts, and oh boy, this is a huge island. Well, it definitely makes sense why the Residence Archive is up here. Oh yeah, this is definitely a mountainous island. The Residence Archive is one of the big final boss areas. If you can get into it, it's an absolutely gorgeous place. Okay. Okay, we got Slate. Of course, Pudgy got here at nighttime. Oh, copper. Hey, Pudgy will take copper. Okay. You didn't have to do that, Mr. Goat. Okay. Oh, great. Pudgy only had enough for that. Okay. Well, we don't have to worry about finding the Residence Archive, per se. Because the big thing is, Pudgy's probably gonna starve to death anyway. Has Pudgy found any food yet? Oh, Pudgy found a goat. You know, Pudgy's starting to think here that there might not be any food anywhere. Yeah, what if the only source of food is on Pudgy's Island? Ah, jeez. Look at all the squiggly lines there. Okay, you know that this is gonna be like a crazy mountainous area. There's a chicken. Okay, birch leaves. One of those, and if Pudgy can find a... Okay, torch. Okay. Well, the good news is we can see where we're going. The bad news is Pudgy's probably still gonna starve to death. And plus, there's gonna be time demons showing up somewhere. Yeah, there's a boar. Pudgy ups the boar, leaves Pudgy alone. Okay, that's Slate. No, we don't want to go on the wire, because that's going to put Pudgy's torch out. This is ridiculous. We haven't found a single mushroom anywhere. Mushrooms grow everywhere. There's no berry bushes, there's no mushrooms, there's no... Oh, there's fireflies. Fireflies are good. Yeah, Pudgy's surprised the time demons haven't come over the play yet. Pudgy knows they're out there somewhere. They're like, hey, where's Pudgy? And Pudgy's lost on the big island. Now there's a cave. Heck, why not? Let's go in the cave. Oh boy. Well, that's not good. How deep is this thing? Alright, well, we found cattails. That's always a plus. Okay, cattails. This area over here, up to the northeast of the island, that looks like it's a more flat type area. Of course, look, there's a big mountain with a glacier up on top, so that's gonna be, you know, definitely a cold type zone. Oh my goodness, Pudgy found a deer! Pudgy can spend that at the merchant. Okay, this is Pete. And we still haven't found any food yet. Okay, we got more cattails here. Oh wait, Pudgy's already mapped this area. Boing, 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 boing. Hi, fireflies. Boing, boing. Boing, 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 boing. Ah, it's almost a full moon. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, we got Thule and we got... Pudgy is seriously thinking that the only place in the entire world that has food is Pudgy's Island. That desert island, you know, where the rocky island that was up on top of the cliff there, had 2 berry bushes. At this point in time, it does not matter. Oh, great. Well, that was a dead end. This is probably a good place to stop, but Pudgy wants to find one mushroom or one berry bush or one spelt or something. Oh, there's a bunny rabbit. And this is also really weird. Where are the time monsters? Pudgy hasn't seen a single one. Oh, wow. Well, you know what, everybody? This is a good place to stop. Pudgy is completely lost here on the giant island. Red X indicates about where the Residence Archive is located. Pudgy thought, hey, Pudgy's gonna find another island with all sorts of food on it, or at least some food. The only thing we have in the entire journey up there is one rocky island with 2 berry bushes. This island over here has an apple tree. That's it. Actually, wait. There was an apple tree and 2 mushrooms. And once you eat the mushrooms, they go away. So, yep, we're gonna save. Save the game. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by the Pudgy Show tonight. Pudgy truly appreciates each and every one of you. Yay! Okay, next on the official Pudgy schedule. The next Pudgy Show is going to be on Twitch. It'll be on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pudgy's going to be playing Phasmophobia, which is a real fun ghost hunting game. And joining Pudgy are going to be VCR Bunny and also Dr. Deadbones. Hooray! Yeah, so that's Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you look through Pudgy's chat messages, there's a link to go over to Pudgy's Twitch channel if you would like to follow Pudgy over on Twitch. Right. If you would like to follow Pudgy here on YouTube, Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures, please click on the subscribe button. Pudgy does a weekly YouTube show on Thursdays, and Pudgy broadcasts 2 to 3 days over on Twitch. So Pudgy's a busy hedgehog. In addition to the live streams, Pudgy also does story videos. And if you would like to listen to any of Pudgy's stories, just go on to the video section of Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures, and you're going to see all the stories. The current story series is called Kodiak Queen. That's where Pudgy visits the mother of all bears up in Kodiak, Alaska. It's a neat story, too. Yay! Pudgy would like to thank all the nice people who stopped by the Pudgy Show tonight. Thank you, Brandon Murphy, for stopping by. Thank you, Legatus Legionai, for stopping by. Thank you, FKHC, for stopping by. Thank you, Rosewolf, for stopping by. And there was also a whole bunch of other nice people that stopped by, but they didn't say anything. Thank you for stopping by. Pudgy truly appreciates each and every one of you. Pudgy Hud! Hud, 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 Hud. Yay! Pudgy's gonna say goodnight. Hopes everyone has a good rest of the night and a good day tomorrow and a good upcoming weekend. And thank you again for coming to the Pudgy Show. Bye, everyone!